I'm gonna get my handy dandy scissors out, and I'm probably gonna get that little Kodos clipper wherever it went, just to try to get right in front of his eyes if he's okay with that. Hi, buddy. Usually he is. Usually doesn't mind that too much. But if you start to have problems with his teeth, that could be a problem. So it's okay. It's a good boy. All right. So, and here we go. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know. I'm just no. I'm just guessing that this is in front of the camera, because at this point I do not want to take the time to stop what I'm doing, because he's had enough. If it doesn't turn out good, maybe I'll wait and do no. Stop, Charlie. Hey, I gotta trim your face. Stop it. Close your mouth. Close your mouth. Good boy. And that's the other thing they do. They do a lot of weird stuff where they like stick their tongues out, and you got to be extra careful so you don't get tongues in there. Charlie, stop. So I hope y'all are able to see this, because I really don't want to have to try to film it again. But at this point, I'm going to try to get him to shut his mouth. Stop. So I can... Now, if he was actually trying to bite me, and he was being that adamant, I would probably stop. But he's not. He's just kind of, you know, protesting and being a butt. So I'm just going to try to do this as quickly as possible with a nice firm hand. I'm not clamping his mouth shut because I don't want him to get hurt, but I have to trim the hair around his face. Stop. Hey. Yeah, see, now he's getting very adamant. Stop. No. And I have to be adamant too, because I got to finish what I'm doing. No. Charlie. Don't be a butt. But I think he's just being a brat. I'm not seeing anything yucky in his mouth or anything like that. But at the same time, I can't leave his ears too long because they'll get yucky. And I got to get the cotton balls out of there. So I can't let him get away with, you know, being that rude to me. I can move my hands out of the way, and I can, you know, avoid him, but I'm not going to correct him hard. If I do that, then the possibility of him getting ugly and actually biting me is, you know, exponentially going to go up. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to create a situation where he's going to be ugly. All I did was just pull the cotton ball out of his ear. Stop. Charlie, quit. So he can still hear, because he hears the doorbell ring and he's responding to my firmness. I can hear, you know, I can feel his body language kind of be like, fine lady, you know. I can feel his energy being like, okay, whatever, I'm going to let you do this. I ain't happy about it, but I'm going to let it happen. So he's definitely, you know, he's definitely hearing me when I'm, you know, using the stern voice with him. But again, at the same time, you know, part of this may be because this ear is bothering him. So I'm just going to try to not closing my scissors hard, because if he sticks his tongue out, then they'll stop. These are not the best scissors in the world, which is actually kind of awesome for this kind of thing, because I can tell he sticks his tongue out. I'm not gonna, more than likely not going to cut him with these because they're not super sharp. And even if I close them down, they're probably not going to cut it. So now I just kind of, I know you guys couldn't see that, but what I did was I kind of snuck up on the side of him where he couldn't see me, like this on the other side, and trimmed him that way. So I couldn't put that in front of the camera. I really, you know, again, I'm not gonna put him through that, but I'm just gonna try to trim by his eyes a little bit more. And he's definitely starting to wiggle around and be a little bit more antsy-pantsy. But that's the reason I use these scissors, is because I'm fairly comfortable most of the time that I'm not going to cut them. I have some scissors that, you know, if I just touched his tongue with it, it would be, you know, all over the place. So we don't want to do that. And we also don't want our good shears kicked on the ground, because that's a very good possibility of that happening with dogs like this. And
That's it. Mr. Charlie, all done. Yeah, he's a good boy. He did okay. I know. I'm sorry. He's a good boy. You did good. I know.
And, you know, most of the time I tell groomers, don't put your face in a dog's face, and I understand that, but I know this dog very well. And as you can see, he, you know, he had his teeth all over my hand today, but that's from a couple of days ago. I scratched myself. He had his teeth all over my hand today, and there's no marks. He was just telling me, you know, that he didn't like what I was doing, whether because it was hurting or whatever. But I'm gonna mention to his owner that he was a little fussy about that side of his face and that ear today, and you know, maybe he's getting an ear infection, and that's why he was so adamant today, because normally he's not quite so fussy about his head and everything. Sometimes he does a little bit, but not normally, like, you know, like that. So anyhow, that's Charlie, and Charlie's 15, 16 years old, and I hope I get to see him again in 2 months.
Yes, I do. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He did a good job. I know. All right.
So that'll be it for today, guys. Thanks a bunch.